See how it's sitting crooked? The main motor mount is the top one that goes on the bottom. I don't suspect it's going to be too hard. It was worth the effort to change it, but I will say too, you need to have a little bit of basic car knowledge. So today we are going to put motor mounts on a 2000 Dodge Neon. What it's doing is I'm getting some vibration and some bumping noise. Getting vibration just about all the time and getting a bumping noise when you're on and off the accelerator. And if you look, that top, I don't know what they're called. They're not really motor mounts. They're kind of dampers or something. See how it's sitting crooked? It's pretty worn out. So it comes, you can order a kit that is all three. The main motor mount, which is right there, and then this one is the top one, and then this one is another, I guess they're dampers, that goes on the bottom. So let me get a few tools out and we'll see what we need to do. I don't suspect it's going to be too hard. I think first thing I'm going to put a jack under the motor and take this top damper off, and then I'll get a better view of the motor mount to show you. First we'll take this off. I'll put a jack under the oil pan to take a little weight off. And you can see it. Wind's blowing pretty hard, so my sound's not going to be good. But you can see how it's broken there, the rubber. And you can see how it's sitting at an angle. This is. It's got a little wear, but not a lot. So right here, if you can see it, let me get you closer. So right there is the other motor mount. I'm really not sure how hard it's going to be. I think there's a bolt that goes through the side over here, and then the bolt's on it. So let's get the big bolt out of the motor and then see if we need to jack the motor up or something to get the other bolts and get it away from the car a little. Yeah, it's a big Torx bolt. So for that bolt, you're gonna need a 55 Torx. So I did need to jack the motor up a little more. That's it. It's big. It looks like this thing sets back. I'm not sure how to get it out of there. It sets back in there pretty far. So, I wonder if we gotta pry the motor over, I guess. It's kind of looking that way. Let's see if we can get them things loose. I think I'm gonna have to take the motor mount on the back of the motor loose. Okay, so I'll show you in a minute, but I had to take the back transmission mount off so that the motor would slide to the passenger side enough, hopefully enough, to get this motor mount out of the hole. I've gotten 3 of the 5 bolts out. That motor mount is big. I'm a little worried that it's still gonna have trouble getting it out of that hole. I think I'm gonna take that lower damper loose also. Alright. All that's loose. Motor mount's loose. Let me jack the motor up just a little. Okay. Now, let's see if we can ease it over a little. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna take this motor mount on that side completely loose also, or transmission mount. Now let's see if we can slide it over enough to get that motor mount out. Bet we can now. Maybe we can't. Ah, right there may help. Almost. Looks like the transmission's hitting something else over here. I don't know if this will get better or worse. Jacking the motor up. I need a little more leverage and then we'll be good. Get that thing over about another inch. There. Came out. Get this one back in. Is this one a little bigger? I don't know. Ah, there we go. That was a whole bunch of work. Okay, so now we got that motor mount in and tight. Let's see if we can get the motor back down and lined up, which is going to be a pain in the butt because both ends are loose. Let's see, go down. Well, let me get this up. Let me see if I can jack the transmission up. And let's see how close I got it. Yeah, got it closer. Don't. Where is my big old bolt? Ah. It's not too far off. I think a little prime. You drop it just a smidgen. Wow. Now that is luck. It's sounding tight. Looks right. Okay. Now, before we do any more, let's get this one back in. This one's not in bad shape. I don't know. Let me get something to persuade it. There. A little closer. Drop it way on down, I think. Ah, there we go. This side has one through bolt and 4 mounting bolts. It's got that bolt, and then 2 going into the side, and then the big center bolt. And I'll admit, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get out and back in. It was more of a pain in the butt than I thought it would be. That's for sure. Okay. Yeah. It's the biggest wrench I can find. Oh, I wonder which way. That's probably it. Is it getting dark? Yeah, you can still see with that thing on. Okay, now we gotta get this one out just a little. Oh, look at that. That's all it took. That thing's almost lined up perfect. So, that's the one here. It bolts right back there, and then bolts up front. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now we need a flashlight or a drop light. Okay. Let's see if we can see now. Yeah, looky there. Come on now. Don't do this to me. Okay. Let's fire it off and see what's wrong, if anything. That definitely sounds better, feels better. Feeling of it, it's a lot smoother. I will say it was worth the effort to change it, but I will say too, if you're going to do this yourself, you need to have a little bit of basic car knowledge. If you don't have a general idea of what you're doing, I would have somebody do this one, because you have to take it loose. You have to take all the motor mounts off the front, all the transmission mounts off of it, shove the motor over to the driver's side about 4 inches. So it's a little bit of a pain. It's more in depth than I expected it to be. But either way, if you've got a little bit of mechanical knowledge, you'll be just fine. Don't be scared to do it. The motor mounts were about $50 something on Amazon, so it was worth it all in all. Hope this helped somebody. Thanks.